everyone. Welcome to the Career Awareness session. This is Flight Lieutenant Sonali, and I'm your host for today. So, from whichever part of the world you're joining, you're most welcome to attend this session and get the insights. So, today we have with us Ms. Shivika Sharad. She is a career counseling expert, and we are going to see how this progresses. So, I'm going to invite Mr. Ashish to take us through the platform.
Thanks, Sonali, and welcome, Shivika ji, for this career awareness session. Thanks for your time.
Thank
So,
you, Sam, and thank you, Ashish ji,
yeah,
for inviting me. Thank you.
great. So, before we get into or dive into more from questions and all that point of view, I'll just take a minute or so just to explain quickly what is CounselNavi. So, CounselNavi is a digital platform, mainly AI powered, with an intention or to connect students and professionals with career counselors. Now, career counselors on the platform, we have two type of career counselors, or there are counselors who are providing combined services as well. So, first one is about career counseling in the sense of identifying which career path to be taken by the student. uh, they make a judgment or they make a understanding through an assessment done, and then they guide students to select a particular career path. And for this, students from 8th grade onwards can join, but anyone, even in the stage of graduation, 11th, 12th, or even a professional who wants to do a career transition can opt for this kind of service. There is another service from counselors of CounselNavi that is for overseas admission consulting. So anyone who intend to go for overseas university, maybe from India to outside, or even from other countries if they want to go to some other country for the overseas kind of education. So that is also one of the expertise that counselors are bringing into from the CounselNavi platform. One more, a very specific, very unique kind of feature we have brought in, that is called Career Planner. Eventually, what happens is like a student has taken this counseling, have identified which path to go, but identifying to achieve, there is a long way which has to be traveled, and there are multiple steps which includes couple of things, which includes like skill planning, skill enhancement, competence building, extracurricular, resume writing, statement of purpose writing, going for internship or industry networking. So all these aspects are covered through the career planner tool, and which is an engagement program, which is engagement between 6 to 18 months of an engagement program. About that, then CounselNavi also provide career health check. Like there are a couple of 8 to 10 kind of a questions from different dimensions are asked, and then a report which is generated that can share, that can tell you about strength, weakness, or what kind of recommendations are there. Also, we provide a tool like statement of purpose simulator, more from simulation purpose, and also we are bringing mock interviews, internship, and also psychometric tests. So this is more about CounselNavi, and maybe I'll hand over back to Sonali for further to discuss with you. I know there are a couple of interesting aspects we are going to discuss today. So thank you.
Right. Thank you. Thank you so much, Ashish, for taking us through this platform. That was very informative. So, if you can move to the next slide, I'll quickly introduce Ms. Shivika. Yes. So, as you all can see, she's an expert in mental health and well-being, a certified career and relationship counselor, CBT practitioner for lasting transformation. So, I'm going to request Ms. Shivika herself that she would please tell more about herself to all of us.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for allowing me to just tell a bit about myself because most of the things you people have covered. And so basically, I am into counseling profession from past 8, 9 years, over 9 years, I would say. And I have a very good experience of goal setting with my clients. So whenever a person is stuck up and Basically, whenever you are going for a therapy, goal setting is a very important part. So I am an expert in that. And also, plus, I have an experience of dealing with, I would say, all age groups, from childhood to adolescent to senior citizens to adults. Everyone I have been dealing with. And so I would say that, yes, uh, I can help if someone needs my guidance. I'll be there.
Right. So great to know. Sorry, I have a bad throat, so please bear with me.
No, no, not a problem.
All right. So we'll straight away dive into the questions now. And thanks for your introduction. The first question is like, why there is so much of hesitation in parents to take up career counseling? We often see that people spend money on various aspects, be it clothing or entertainment or food. But when it comes to career counseling, I think a few bucks, or even thousands of few thousand of rupees, also it seems very heavy. So what could be the reason? So can you throw some light on this, please?
Absolutely. See, I get through a lot of people like that. And what a few points that I have noted from people, from parents, is firstly, is their traditional mindset. So basically, they want the conventional path to be taken by their child, either engineering, medicine. They are not really, still, they are not open to the unconventional career options that are very widely available these days. Plus, there is a lack of awareness amongst parents. They don't know about career counseling exactly, though it has been compulsory now. But sometimes it happens when a school is providing a career counselor. The the parents are not that convinced with the career counselor that school is providing. They are not happy. They are not getting the desired answers to their questions, and that becomes very fearful for them, that whether we go to another counselor, will it work? Counselor which is there in school is not working, then what should we do? There is a lot of hesitations, because everything depends on the career choice, that the future of their child depends on the career choice that the student is making, right? Plus, also, there is one of the point that I have seen a lot is um, emotional attachment towards their aspirations, what they want their child to become. I am a doctor, so my child should also be a doctor. I'm an engineer, I'm an IITian, so my child should also be an IITian. So I have seen students not getting through. Parents are very successful doctors, but I have seen students who are not going. They got the admission in the medicine field, but they have not been successful. Then the parents have to give up, and the child has chosen the career path which was unconventional, and the child has successed a lot. So there are a lot many things. Plus, also, one of the factors which is very visible is social pressure. If my child chooses a unconventional path, be it music, be it art and craft, be it visual, audiovisual, performing arts, or anything like that, these are not the conventional career options. But what will society say? Oh, your son is a singer. Your daughter is a singer. Oh, he's not an engineer. You're an IITian. What happened? So these are the factors which are very much responsible for parents being skeptical about career counseling.
Yes, I think you have highlighted it very nicely that be it traditional aspects or awareness, even awareness is an issue. Uh, so, and as you mentioned, that parents pushing their profession on the children. So, still, I think there is that stigma of taking forward unconventional careers, is what we understand from what you have told us. So, moving forward to the next question, is it easy or tough to convey a student about the results of career counseling, and how do you actually do that?
See, sometimes it's very easy and sometimes it's tough, because the student has given a test with a mindset like we are prepared, parents have been preparing, or the peer have been doing something, so they give a test or with a mindset. But when you give, it becomes easy when you convey the results with reasoning. You have to reason out it, plus convincing amount of facts that lead to career choices which are given by the assessment. So that is very important. So uh, if you have been preparing for a particular thing and the result has come to be opposite, then you have to reason it out that how you can be successful in this option. That is how you have to convey it.
Okay, so I think explaining the why will help a lot.
Absolutely.
So that's a great point.
Yeah.
So moving forward, like what if parents are not convinced with the outcome? That is, if they claim that the outcome of the career assessment is different than what they expected. So how do you deal with such cases?
See, on our part also, we don't have to be resistant towards it. We have to be open to understand that what they wanted. If they wanted X thing and the result has come to Y, so that is not a problem. See, the assessment result is based on what your student has answered it the way. So it is based on that. The student is good in the Y thing as per the assessment. We have to explain this to parents. But that doesn't mean that your child cannot go for the option that you are thinking. It is just that the child has to put extra efforts on your career choice. In the test results, if the child goes for the test results which are available, the career choices which are given by the test results, if that student goes for that option, then it'll be easier for her or him to cope up with the things as per his attitude or his aptitude. Okay. But if you are wanting to go for, see, if a child is going for medicine option, but the results have come, assessment results have come for the mathematics option, so that doesn't mean that he or she cannot be successful in the medicine option. It is just that the student has to put more efforts in the choices that you want to make. The assessment results and the assessment career options will require less efforts from that from his or her side. This needs to be explained, and the interpretation of report is very important. When you are interpreting the test report or assessment report, it is the core thing. You have to explain each and every aspect of the report, and then you can get through what they want and what your assessment wants to convey. And you can also guide them with a mid path, that if you want their, if the child doesn't want to go for medicine, you want the child to go for the assessment wants to go for maths, so it can be a mid thing. Some combined option can be taken up. That can also be an option. So this is how we convince the parents about the assessment.
Right. So as this can be seen is that the assessment is a guidance, or it's a direction. It's giving you a direction. It's
Absolutely.
not something very sacrosanct that okay, if something the output has come for mathematics, so now he or she should shut down his options for medical or any other field. It is just that it is means what I'm, if I'm trying to understand it correctly, it is providing the mind bend of the student, that the inclination of the student is in this particular area. If he or she chooses that, they're going to excel with ease.
Absolutely. And one thing more, when you go for assessments, there are multiple options that come through as a result of the assessment. So there is a choice option that you can go for cluster 1 or cluster 2 or cluster 3. So any of that can match your aspirations as well.
So I think from whatever you have mentioned, parents need a lot of awareness.
Absolutely.
Because majorly it's the parents who often, decide for the career choices of their children, and they are at times very rigid that you have to follow a certain path. And this is, I think, a brilliant step taken by Mr. Ashish and his team to spread awareness, because it's not easy, and this is required, I believe.
It's
Totally
badly required.
badly required,
In
absolutely.
India, it is more of the parents' choice that kids go for rather than making their own choices. Because from the since the time they start studying, they feed in their mind that you have to be an engineer, you have to be a doctor. So that is how the mind has been trained from childhood. But if the inclination changes later, parents are not able to accept that. So that is a very big problem in India.
Very true. And I think your one major point which comes to my mind, I would like to highlight with permission. Uh, so, that I think children do take extreme steps of committing suicide also, because they are not allowed to choose their profession. And that is the extent they're ready to go. So I think parents must see to this, that how serious this issue is.
See, I'll tell you, Sonali, whenever I am doing a career counseling session, I make sure that either second or third session is with the parents as well, because they need to understand how to deal with their child during this phase. Because there is a lot of transition going on physically as well, because they are in their teenage when they are choosing their career. Being a psychologist, I do understand, and I guess we all understand that teenage is a blast of hormones that they go through, and they don't understand many things. So rather than pushing them towards something, it's better to deal with them in an understanding manner. So second or third session, or in fact it can be the first session as well, should be, and I would request all the counselors which are available here, that please do involve parents and do a session with them as well, because it's really important.
I think a very important point you highlighted. Absolutely. Thank you.
Thank you.
Yes, so I think we are done with the questions. So maybe we can open the forum for question and answers.
Yeah, Sonali, I have one question because just 2 days back I had an interaction with one of my old friend, and then maybe it's a good forum even to ask, and I'll share more background for it later once we hear from Shivika ji. So, have you seen or do you think that sometimes parents who are like they try to push their ambition to their kids, like they wanted to be something, or they wanted to become someone they couldn't achieve for certain valid or different reasons, but now they want to see their kids or their child should do it. So do you see some of such cases?
Yes, i have I have been doing counseling for such cases. And sometimes it is so deep rooted since childhood. As I told you, that since childhood they have been feeding their child like this, that you have to be an IS officer, or you have to be an engineer, or you have to be a doctor. But that pressure the child is not able to take now. It has become a burden, and it requires a lot of efforts. I have been doing it for, means it takes longer period of time with such kids, maybe 6 months or more, to get them out of it. And with all these pressures that has been created by the parents, children go through a lot many mental health issues. They go through depression, they go through lack of self confidence, lack of self esteem. There are so many issues that they deal with, and then we have to rectify them to get them become a confident person, so that they can be successful in whatever career choice they make, no matter what it is. I do go through a lot many such cases.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like during this, as we are kind of sharing CounselNavi and also awareness, I came across a friend 2 days back. He was sharing some of his story. I can't share the name for privacy reasons.
Not as not
Very
an
good
go
and
ahead.
relevant case I could share here quickly that uh, the friend's daughter mainly. So that friend is in moreover like textile clothing business, and the kid has seen since childhood that business. But parent had ambition to become engineer, computer science. So they pushed kid to go for it. Mathematics and all were not the subject that kid wanted to go, but that kid has a different interest. So keeping that interest aside, they pushed that kid hard. That kid didn't score good in the 12th, still paid a lot of money to get into some good university, mainly in India this is the case. That kid took 4 years of degree to 7 years, all the time struggling, finally gave up, and almost after losing 3 4 years of career, 3 4 years of education, then went back to the traditional business and doing good there. So it was a kind of a loss, and that kind of a definition or the kind of a situation that kid has passed has created a lot of learning for parents, and now they believe that this is a good platform to promote, avoid such cases. But I think this is primarily the reason I ask, like whether parents push their ambition towards
They
kids.
do. They do push their ambitions, and one needs to understand that if you're pushing your child to a certain career which is not acceptable to the child basically, and the child is not happy, you are pushing him or her towards a lot of stress, a lot of pressure, which if she or he is staying alone cannot handle, and then the suicide cases happen. And then we complain, oh, suicide kara, this is not right. But see the background where the root cause persists. We need to correct the root cause.
Absolutely.
Yes.
I think Miss Upasana has some question. Yes. Uh, you can unmute and speak. आप अनम्यूट कर सकते हैं और बात कर सकते हैं.
उपासना जी अनम्यूट करके बताइए क्या पूछ रहे थे.
मैम मैं ये पूछ रही थी कि आजकल बच्चों को ना बहुत स्ट्रेस है पढ़ाई को लेके कि मैं किस लाइन में जाऊँ, क्या करूँ नहीं करूँ, जैसे कि लाइक वो ग्रेजुएशन तो कर ली है बट उसको कैसे किस टाइप में गाइडेंस करना है कि क्या किस लाइन में वो जाना चाहते हैं, तो उसमें मैं क्या बोल सकती हूँ.
उपासना जी इसी केस में आपको किसी करियर काउंसलर से कंसल्ट करना चाहिए, या फिर आप अगर खुद काउंसलिंग करना चाहते हैं अपने बच्चे की या अपने फैमिली में बच्चों की, तो आप उनसे पूछ सकते हैं कि आपको किस चीज में इंटरेस्ट है, और उस चीज के इंटरेस्ट में आप अ, उनको करियर ऑप्शंस आप खुद बोलिए कि आपको जैसे आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट में इंटरेस्ट है आपके बच्चे को, ठीक है, तो आप उससे बोलिए कि आप उस आर्ट एंड क्राफ्ट के करियर ऑप्शंस ढूंढ के लाके और मुझे बताइए. जब वो खुद ढूंढ के लाके बताएंगे तो हो सकता है उनका माइंडसेट जो है वो चेंज हो जाए. आप समझ रहे हैं कि करियर ऑप्शन अच्छा नहीं मिल रहा है तो हो सकता है वो शिफ्ट ले लें. देयर कैन बी एन ऑप्शन, ये हो सकता है. तो आप अपने बच्चे को ही बोलिए कि आपको किस चीज में इंटरेस्ट है, आप खुद उससे पूछें, या फिर आप एक करियर काउंसलर की हेल्प ले सकते हैं जो कि आपको सही तरीके से गाइड कर पाएगा.
ओके. मेरा एक और कंसर्न था कि लाइक कुछ कस्टमर ऐसे भी आते हैं कि वो पूछते हैं कि मैं अपना कंप्यूटर लाइन में काम तो कर रहा हूँ, ठीक है, लेकिन मुझे कुछ बिजनेस भी करना है, तो उसके लिए आप गाइडेंस दो. लेकिन मैं अगर उसमें बोलती भी हूँ कि अगर आपका ये जैसे ही कार्ड्स में मुझे दिख रहा है कि हाँ आपको जो अभी कंटिन्यू करना चाहिए वही बेस्ट है आपके लिए, बट वो सामने से बोल रहे हैं कि नहीं मुझे बिजनेस लाइन में जाना है, तो उस टाइम पे वो हमें कंफ्यूज करते हैं, तो ऐसे लोगों को कैसे अपन बोल सकते हैं.
उपासना जी उस केस में आप क्या कर सकते हैं कि आपको उनको सिर्फ ये पूछना है कि आपको किस चीज में इंटरेस्ट है. आप
ओके.
उस चीज के बारे में उनको थोड़ा सा डिटेल में बता सकते हैं. जो करियर ऑप्शंस वो चूज करना चाहते हैं, क्योंकि वो खुद से आके आपको बोल रहे हैं कि हमें बिजनेस करना है, तो किस चीज का बिजनेस करना है ये तो क्लैरिटी हमें उन्हीं से चाहिए होगी ना, तो आप उन्हीं से पूछें।
ओके, थैंक
ओके,
यू मैम, बोलती हूँ।
जस्ट टू ऐड, जैसे कि आपने अभी बताया शिविका जी कि आइदर आप खुद बताइए या काउंसलर, तो मैं एक डिफरेंस बेस्ड ऑन माय अंडरस्टैंडिंग ऑफ काउंसलर्स बताना चाहता हूँ। क्योंकि जब हम खुद से करते हैं तो हमारे पास टूल्स एंड रिसोर्सेज बहुत लिमिटेड होते हैं। हम क्या करते हैं, हमको जो पता है या हमें किसी ने क्या बताया है या हम कहीं से कुछ जानते हैं, इस इंफॉर्मेशन को लेके गाइड करेंगे, तो हमारा स्कोप ऑफ गाइडेंस बहुत नैरो हो जाता है। तो वाई करियर काउंसलर के पास जाने से फायदा होगा, क्योंकि उनके पास एक तो रिसोर्सेज बहुत होते हैं, बिकॉज दे आर बिलोंग टू दैट कम्युनिटी ऑफ काउंसलिंग। तो उनके पास रिसोर्सेज बहुत होते हैं, उनके पास इंफॉर्मेशन वाइड होती है, एंड मोस्ट इम्पॉर्टेंटली उनके पास कुछ ऐसे टूल्स होते हैं जैसे कि साइकोमेट्रिक टेस्ट, जो अनर्थ करता है पोटेंशियल, इंटरेस्ट, एवरीथिंग बहुत डीप में जाके।
बहुत
वो टेस्ट के थ्रू समझते हैं न्यूमेरिकल इंटरेस्ट क्या है, टेक्निकल इंटरेस्ट क्या है, इमोशनल क्वेश्चन क्या है, साइकोलॉजिकल इंटरेस्ट क्या है। तो इससे एक पर्सनालिटी समझ के वो गाइड करते हैं, तो दैट इज मोर स्ट्रक्चर्ड वे ऑफ काउंसलिंग। तो अगर आप अगर आप करियर काउंसलर के पास जाएंगे तो डेफिनेटली देयर विल बी अ डिफरेंस वर्सेस यू काउंसलिंग। अगर आपने बहुत स्टडी रिसर्च की और काफी कुछ नॉलेज किया तो बात अलग है, बट उतना टाइम हर किसी के पास होता नहीं है जो डेडिकेटेड पर्सन के पास होता है। तो थिंक अबाउट दैट व्हाइल कंसिडरिंग बोथ द ऑप्शन।
डेफिनेटली करियर काउंसलर इसलिए बेटर ऑप्शन भी है क्योंकि उसको ऑन द टिप्स बहुत सारी चीजें पता होती हैं जो कि आपको रिसर्च करना पड़ेगा। आपने आशीष जी जो पॉइंट बोला वो बिल्कुल सही है कि हमें एज अ करियर काउंसलर हम लोगों को बहुत सारी चीजें मालूम हैं, बट अगर कोई फैमिली में अगर डिस्कशन करेगा तो वो ट्रेडिशनल, हम जो कन्वेंशनल माइंडसेट्स के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, कन्वेंशनल करियर ऑप्शंस के बारे में बात कर रहे थे, हम उन्हीं उसी के बारे में गाइड कर पाएंगे। तो इट्स डेफिनेटली अ बेटर ऑप्शन कि हम करियर काउंसलर के पास जाएं, भले ही हमें थोड़ी सी उसको फीस देनी पड़े, बट प्लीज बी ओपन टू दैट, क्योंकि वो आपके बच्चे के फ्यूचर करियर के बारे में सब कुछ बहुत डिटेल में बता पाएगा।
And I
Yeah,
think like to add here one more point. I to completely second the thought जो आशीष जी ने बोला है, क्योंकि दिस आई कैन कंपेयर टू समथिंग लाइक जब हमें फीवर आता है तो हम घर में ही पैरासिटामोल या कुछ मेडिसिन लेके ठीक कर लेते हैं। बट व्हेन यू गो टू अ डॉक्टर, ही हैज हिज ही इज एन एक्सपर्ट इन द फील्ड। वो आपको देख के दो चार सवाल पूछ के उसको he will immediately refer a scan or a detail blood test. Why? आप तो सोच रहे थे बस फीवर है गोली ले ली, लेकिन वो वैसा नहीं है, इसीलिए वो एक्सपर्ट्स बैठे हैं। और मुझे टोटली लगता है कि करियर काउंसलर्स इज अ वेरी वेरी गुड ऑप्शन, बिकॉज वो अपनी फील्ड में एक्सपर्ट्स हैं एंड देर इज नो हार्म। जानने में कोई नुकसान नहीं है, बाद में आप अपना डिसीजन ले सकते हो, कोई आपके ऊपर जबरदस्ती नहीं करेगा कि यू हैव टू डू दिस। बट आई थिंक इट्स अ वेरी गुड profession and a choice to make.
maybe if anyone has question from the participants.
Yeah, hello, this is Sagar. Good morning, Shivika ji.
गुड मॉर्निंग सागर।
Yeah, so I just wanted to understand, see, many of my colleagues who has 20 plus years of experiences, and they struggle with their career transitions. Okay, so what is your advice for those looking to switch careers or industries after working few years in a particular industry, and then they struggle?
Actually, if a person is trying to change the industry, that means somewhere or the other, the person is not satisfied with the growth and other aspects of the industry. So if you are planning to change, you have to have an attitude of adaptability, because transition, see, we need to understand that transition is not going to be easy. You have worked for something that is 20 years, right?
Right.
And 20 years you have become expert of it. Post that, if you are going to change something, it is not going to be easy. So we need to adapt to that, that it is going to be difficult, but yes, because I was not happy, so I have to make the choice, and then you should go ahead with something that you really want. Plus here play that person should also go for some psychometric test as well, so that the person is not going for a wrong choice. Psychometric tests are available for working professionals as well, not only for students,
Right.
and they give a right direction to them, because you have not been successful for last 10 years or 20 years. So now it's right time to go for a psychometric test and choose an option which is correct for you.
Right. Okay, got it. Yeah, thank
I
you.
hope I have answered your question.
Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Shivika.
Okay, I think we are done with the question. Sonali, maybe if you want to go for a closure.
All right. All right. So I think it was a very fruitful discussion, and a lot of points have come up. So uh, whoever is watching this video or recording, I would also suggest them to go on the CounselNavi platform and check it out and approach Mr. Ashish or our counselors. And I think you'll benefit a lot. So thank you, everyone. And thank you, Ms. Shivika, for your wonderful insights. It was great.
Thank you so much, Sonali. Thank you so much, Ashish, for inviting me. I'll be more than happy to be a part of any session in future. If you require any of my services, I'll be more than happy to give that. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for your time. And I think it was very insightful and very interesting discussion. I think a lot of parents, when they watch, they will get quite a good clarity from this session. So thank you very much. Thanks, Sonali, and thanks all the participants.
Thank you,
Thank
participants.
you.
Thank
Thank
you
you.
so much.
Bye.
Bye bye.
Thank you so much, ma'am.
Thank you.